I joined Bathurst in around 1990. I can't remember exactly the year. And that was certainly the time when these issues were front and center within the United Church and within other congregations as well. I'm a former Anglican, and certainly in the Anglican Church, it got very political and quite nasty, especially in the Episcopal Church in the U.S. I had a very close friend when I was in high school who was gay, and I had seen how he was treated. And that made for me this issue of the rights of LGBTQ people one of my major focuses. I saw injustice, and I wanted to help with it. And so when I joined Bathurst, our minister was Frances Combs, who was also very supportive. And Frances and I talked about what it would mean to become an affirming congregation, and she asked me to join Affirm, which I did, and became the sort of the Affirm rep. It was a difficult process for us because, although I think it's fair to say that a vast majority of the members of the congregation were supportive, there were a few, and they were older members of the congregation who were well loved, and we didn't feel that we could do something that would be so disruptive that they would feel they had to leave. So we held sessions, we held discussion groups, we talked to everybody. The pivotal moment, I think, came as Frances was approaching her retirement. She came around and visited personally every member of the congregation, one by one, to tell them what was happening. And so it was not that long after that we did make the formal move to become an affirming congregation. It's been central to our identity since then, I think. After Frances is retired, we hired Ralph Karl Wuschke, who was a gay man, and he was our minister for the next 20 years, and also well-loved and an excellent pastor. And so it became, for us, central to our identity. We've participated in actions, certainly as a congregation. We get out there with our banner whenever possible. A little hard for the past 2 years, but whenever possible. There's an interesting thing happening to us right now. We had hired a summer student to help us with social media. As with many congregations, we're aging and not as social media savvy as we would like to be or should be. And the summer student created a logo for us to use on social media posting. And we finally just looked at it and realized this was a very traditional family in this logo. It was, just a white couple with a white child. And so we're now looking at how we can revise that logo to make it clearer that our view of the family is not the traditional view of the family necessarily. It's not the only issue that we focus on. For Bathurst, the Indigenous rights is also a central issue, and the Israel-Palestine conflict. I'd say those three are the focus of our social justice initiatives at this time. But the struggle for the full rights for LGBTQ people is and will remain central to Bathurst for a long time.